What's happening? It's your boy Papa Duck back with another one. Check this out. This is about the music business, and I tell y'all this shit is evil. And I'm going to tell you why. Just to give you a little rundown about me, I've done it all. I've toured. I'm from a small city called Belle Glade, Palm Beach County. I've done songs and I produced for Rick Ross. I've done songs with Lil Boosie, Mannie Fresh, Trina, Scarface, Gucci Mane, OJ the Juice, Young Dro, you name it. I've done songs with these guys and produced. I've produced I produced tracks with Plies that sold over 1 million records. I'm well known in the music business. I've been in New York, done the BET shows. I done entertained meetings with Def Jam, Universal. And like I say, to be an independent artist, which a lot of people, even when I went to Def Jam, they thought I was already signed. I never was signed. I never signed a major deal. Never signed. I always did everything independent. Really just me and y'all, to be honest with you. I couldn't have done it by myself. But honestly, the one thing what I'm trying to explain to y'all is what I've learned about the music business. The music business has one agenda. That is to control the people and promote negativity. Negativity. That's all it's about, especially in the black community, especially on the urban station. Like, you got to understand, when you see them people out there doing this shit, going crazy in them crowds, take a close look at that shit. The devil was a musician. That shit is a ritual. I mean, you are controlling people at a level where a fucking drug can't even do. This is why music is so powerful. This is why a lot of shit that you listen to, you got to be motherfucking weary of that shit, what you let your kids listen to. Because what goes in comes out. They understand this shit. And I'm finna show y'all a tape. I'm finna roll the tape like I always do. And I'm gonna show y'all. This is very important. Please pay attention to this shit. It's gonna answer all your questions like I tell y'all. This shit is satanic. This shit is evil. And like I say, when you see them people out there going crazy, this and that, that's a ritual. That is a fucking ritual for a person to say, put your hands up and everybody do it. That's why the devil was a musician. It's easy to manipulate people through music, through frequencies. We'll get on that. That's a whole nother motherfucking video. But with further ado, I'm finna roll the tape. I want y'all to pay close attention, man. Think about what you finna see.
Put out there. But we do have black people that get on the radio every day in white-owned companies, white-owned stations with white-owned sponsors that play the role of hypersexualized, hypercriminalized male. I ask these advertisers, I say, I've got hundreds of songs a day that celebrate killing animals. Will you put them on your station? They said, no. I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about assaulting women and abusing kids. Would you put them on your station? They said, no. I said, I got hundreds of songs a day that talk about murdering blacks. Would you put them on your stations? They said, well, that depends. Depends on what? Who it's done by and who it's branded for. Because if we can get black folks to sing about it and we can brand it for our youngest black audiences, I think there's money to be made. I think there's American appetites to see these people that way. I said, how can you say that? They said, well, look, it's what these artists know. It's what they, black people, create. It's, matter of fact, our surveys say it's what they want to hear, which speaks of a sickness. How do we live in a society where somebody says, you know what, I'm inspired to write a song that celebrates murdering another person. And then a person says, I'd like to put that on my station. Another person said, I'd like to pay for it. And then there's people out here in the audience that go, I'd love to hear it, as long as it's black guys. Because even white people buy rap music, buy this type of stuff, because we know that when we want to hear about killing each other, we know who to turn to for that type of inspiration. We call it our music. We say we own it. White people buy more rap than black people. Yeah, but we're very careful to turn it down at the stoplight when other black people are there. Why? Because we know we're just pretending. For them, it's more authentic and real. I always ask the companies, what about your name? What about your brand? What about your value? And the largest radio company in the world said this: it's okay that we only have drug dealers on our black youth stations. We only have murders on our black youth stations. We support black charities. We give out water at the Martin Luther King parade. I think we've got it covered. We've bought them off. You know, there's certain stuff you can't buy at the store. Certain stuff you can't get on iTunes because their brand doesn't want it. But if you want to hear black people celebrating killing black people, they got thousands and thousands and thousands of those things to sell you. I don't think it's about censorship. I think it's about American cultural hypocrisy. Because here's the truth. These black entertainers, they can't sing just about anything. There's some stuff that'll get them fired. And they get dropped and they get fired and they get slapped on the wrist and they get disciplined all the time. Why? Because sometimes they step over the bounds. A very famous case is what happened with Rick Ross. Rick Ross is the Mammy Two Shoes, one of the many Mammy Two Shoes of our day. He's a black entertainer in a world carved out for him and a role carved out for for him by white entertainment companies. And one day he talked about, in the middle of a song that celebrated dealing drugs and killing blacks, he made a reference to date rape. And when he made that reference to date rape, that set social media on fire. That got 100,000 petitions in 24 hours. Hey, buddy, date rape is no joke. That had white people standing outside of Reebok in New York saying, you better take this seriously. We're tired of a rape culture in America. One line in one song moved the masses. And you know what Reebok did? Did they stand by him and say, hey, we believe in freedom of speech. We believe in freedom of expression. It's just a song. Calm down. No, they fired his tail on the spot. The president came out and said, this goes against our high standards. He's gone against the values of our brand. Shame on Rick Ross. We're disappointed. He doesn't know how serious date rape is. And when I saw that, I thought, wow, how convenient. Isn't that amazing? But here's what really happened. It's not their brand. It's not their values. Rick Ross went off script. He was hired to get black customers, and they think that black customers go with black bait. And in America, black bait is the hyper-criminalized, hypersexualized portrayal of black people. And as long as he had sung about that, the stuff that got him hired, he still have a job at Reebok. But when he touched other sensitivities that affect us, he lost his job.
And if you think about it, not to diss Future, because I love Future as an artist, but why you think all his #1 hits that was on the radio talked about drugs? Come on, man.
See, the truth is, it's not they that need to change. It's we that need to change. We created the lies. We created them for our profit. We own the companies. We own the record labels. We own the advertisers, and we keep putting it out. And it's this that's got to change. I thought about it. You know what? I wonder if White Mike could get anybody's attention on this. So I stood outside of a Walmart, and I said, hey, I don't think killing cops and killing blacks is very cool. And you know what? It only took 7 weeks of Mike standing out there, and they wrote a letter and said, yeah, we don't think it's cool either. We're going to pull our name off of that. The largest retailer in the world had never considered that maybe their commercial shouldn't be right before or after a song about young black men being gunned down. And I realized this, that black murder is normal, but it should not be. And I realized the importance at the coffee table, at every headline, every pastor's gathering, every family gathering to say, you know what, these black lives matter. It's not just another black kid. These are human beings. I'm doing my best in every way, shape, and form. Talks like this everywhere I can go to say, you know what, I was born in a world where black murder was normal. My kids were born into a world where black murder is normal, but I don't want to die in a world where black murder is normal. Am I 5 years or 10 years away? I don't know, but I'm screaming as high as I can. Let's feel this pain and let's lift our voice to tell the lies. They are not criminals, they are not deviants, and their lives are just as important as ours. Thank you.
It's your boy Papa Dope. Man, I appreciate y'all for checking out my videos, man. Please like, subscribe, comment, share, do what you do. Also follow me on all social media platforms, Instagram, Facebook, because you do not want to miss new music, and you definitely don't want to miss another video. At the end of the day, we family, and I'm just trying to get you to open your eyes and see things in a different light. And like I tell y'all, I don't fuck with you humans.